Welcome to the best racing channel in the world. We got Bowman Gray Stadium racing coverage and the TCW and Post Race Show. Burt Myers wins. Welcome to the Charlie Warren Network, the best racing channel in the world.
This is Burt Myers.
And this is Brandon Ward. You're watching the Charlie Warren Network.
And what is up, base racing channel in the world and playoff sports channel in the world? We are back. It is this time of year again. It's almost time, boys. Tomorrow kicks off, well, not really kicks off, but throws the first pitch in, I guess I should say, of October baseball. The 2024 MLB postseason is pretty much here and has arrived. But before we get into it, we do have a few things we need to hit on right quick. Did y'all know that 69.3% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel? If you are a part of that 69.3% of people who are not subscribed to this channel, be sure you go ahead and do that. Because whenever we're not covering this, I cover modified racing all over the South here with the small modified tour powered by Pace-O-Matic and at Bowman Gray Stadium. So be sure y'all do subscribe to this channel. It will help me out a lot. Also, just want to shed some light. Big time prayers going to everybody in Western North Carolina right now with Hurricane. I believe it was Helena or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But prayers definitely from the Charlie Warren Network crew and everybody around here and with my family and with the crew at TCWN here. Do offer y'all prayers up to everybody out at Western North Carolina and even parts of Tennessee there who got hit pretty hard. We are definitely thinking about you and praying for y'all here in this tough time. I know it's really tough. Also, just want to kind of give a little bit of a shout out to all the Oakland A's fans for sticking it out. I really hate that the Oakland Coliseum got closed down this year. It wasn't really supposed to get shut down, but because the A's dumb, very, very, very stupid owner, I'm not ashamed to say that, they are moving away to Sacramento. So yeah, I apologize to the Oakland A's fans as well here before this postseason. So a little bit of a sad start here for the 2024 postseason predictions video for 2024 for these playoffs. But you know, that's just how it is. Sometimes it's how life goes. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 2024 MLB postseason picture here for 2024. And I also like to share. Last year, I know if you go back and watch the video from last year, I had the Rangers and the Rangers and the Astros play each other in the ALDS. I did not know that Major League Baseball had implemented the postseason picture the way that they did last year. But I also saw where this year it's the same way as last year, which is completely dumb. But anyway, that's just how it goes. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. I gotta lean over here to see the National League, but we're going to go ahead and jump into it. First off, we have the National League wild card, and I probably should have. I might have to come all the way over here just to see them. But anyway, first off, the National League wild card series. First off, we'll go with the New York Mets going up to Milwaukee once again to play the Milwaukee Brewers. They were just up there last week, I do believe, to play the Brewers. The way I see this matchup, the Mets just coming off. In fact, the Braves and the Mets just finished their doubleheader here tonight. Now I'm filming this, but y'all were watching this on Tuesday before the postseason starts. But anyway, with this series, I think the Brewers are just too tough for New York right now. I think the Milwaukee Brewers move on to play the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. New York Mets, they're a good team. You know, they just beat the Braves here in game 1 of the doubleheader, and then the Braves came back to win game number 2 of that doubleheader. But I believe Milwaukee is just too tough of a team right now, and I believe they will go on to the National League Division Series. I believe it will take all 3 games, however, all 3 games for the Milwaukee Brewers to beat the New York Mets in the wild card, National League wild card series. Now, if we head into the second matchup for the wild card round, as you can see, Braves. big time Braves fan. So, but anyway, with the way the pitching's been this year with Chris Sale, which is the National League Cy Young this year, Chris Sale, Renato Lopez, and Max Fried even. I just think the Braves pitching is just too good right now for. I don't know about the bullpen, but I think at least the starting rotation is very good, and I believe it's going to take 3 games to beat San Diego, but I don't believe San Diego is going to beat the Atlanta Braves. I believe I'm like 90% sure Fernando Tatis is playing, and every time Fernando Tatis is playing, it just seems like the Padres just ain't where they ought to be. So yeah. 3 games for the Atlanta Braves to beat the San Diego Padres. The Padres are a good team, but I just don't see it happening. The Atlanta Braves go on to the National League Division Series to play the number 1 Los Angeles Dodgers, and we'll get into that later. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the American League Wild Card round. We have the number 6 Detroit Tigers. It's kind of funny because back in February, of course, the Detroit Lions were the big thing. They won the division. They made it to the NFL playoffs. But now we have the Detroit Tigers, their MLB counterpart, playing the Houston Astros. This is quite a series. I may have some people disagree with me, but man, the Detroit Tigers are so hot. I'm picking them to beat the Astros in the wild card round. The Astros, they are still good, and I'm sure that they'll play good, but still, I just don't think the Astros have it this year. I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of the same way it was last year. They just didn't have that special Astros feel, October Astros feel to them last year, and I just don't think they have it this year. And plus, the Tigers are so hot right now. I mean, I know they're going to have to play 3 games in Houston, but I just don't think that's going to matter. Detroit is so hot. I'm going to pick them to go on and play the Cleveland Guardians in the American League Division Series. I think it's going to take all 3 games, by the way, as well. So far, all 3 games to move on to the next to the respectable division series of each league. Now we have the number 5 Kansas City Royals going up against the number 4 Baltimore Orioles, the team who I picked last year to make it and win the World Series before the postseason. Y'all know baseball; it's hard to predict this stuff, but as far as I see it right now, believe me, I know I've seen Kansas City play. I've heard about Baltimore, but how Kansas City's cold and everything. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think Kansas City will come out and pull up. In my eyes, kind of an upset, even though they have Bobby Witt Jr., who is for sure going to be second for the American League MVP. I think we all know who's going to win it. But I do believe Kansas City will go on to beat Baltimore in the American League wild card. Beat Baltimore, yeah. But yeah, I think they're going to go up against the number 1 New York Yankees, who has had a stellar season, and it's going to take all 3 games. Eyes are bothering me. But anyway, yeah, Kansas City goes on to the American League Division Series. Now, if we head back over to the National League side of things, we have the number 3 Milwaukee Brewers taking on the number 2 Philadelphia Phillies. Just hear me out. The Phillies, I know they've lost a couple games, and I believe they are sandbagging a little bit, probably to keep each other healthy. But there's just something about this Brewers team. I'm picking them to beat Philly in the National League Division Series. Why? I don't know. Baseball is full of upsets, and you really, really got an edge if you play in that wild card series. So I'm picking Milwaukee to beat Philadelphia in the National League Division Series and move on to the National League Championship Series for the first time since maybe, gosh, when was the last time? Maybe 2017. Was it 2017, 2016? I can't remember. I have to go back and look. I'll probably edit it in. But yes, I do believe that the Milwaukee Brewers will make it to the National League Championship Series for one reason and one reason alone. The past 2 years, I kind of wanted to say this as well. The last 2 years that the Philadelphia Phillies have went on a postseason run and made it to the National League Championship Series, we have seen them play in the American League wild card round. This year, they're skipping the wild card round because they won the division and got the number 2 spot for the National League. I just don't think the Phillies. I think the Phillies had a little bit of momentum, but they did lose the last few games. However, I believe that all the momentum that they did have coming in will be gone by the time they get to the National League Division Series. So anyway, that's my input. I believe it's probably going to take, let's go with 5 games. I'll give them 5 games because Philly is a hard team, but I just don't know if the momentum and the luck will be on their side facing Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got a good team, so but yeah. Milwaukee Brewers, in my eyes, they will make the National League Championship Series. But yeah. So, now, let's head to the National League Division Series between, in my eyes, the number 5 Atlanta Braves facing off against the number 1 Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, hear me out. I'm probably going to get some criticism for this because I am a Braves fan. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to pick the Braves. They're going to the National League Championship Series. Hear me out. The pitching is stellar this year for the Atlanta Braves. Like I said, you've got the NL Cy Young, Chris Sale. You've got Max Fried, and you've got Renato Lopez. And then for a 4th starter, you have Spencer Schwellenbach. Who in the world would have thought Spencer Schwellenbach would have come through in Double-A, I might add, and come through and have the season he did for the Braves? Here's my take on it, and here's why I'm picking them. The Dodgers, they're the Dodgers. They're kind of like the Cowboys of baseball. They're good for the regular season. They win 90 to 100 games. And I know that they've got the most likely the National League MVP over there in Shohei Ohtani. But Shohei can carry a team, yes. But when you're facing and pitching that good, it's kind of hard to do it. And plus, the Dodgers, they haven't made the National League Championship Series since 2021 when they played the Atlanta Braves, and the Atlanta Braves went on to win the World Series, of course. And Los Angeles, they're just not a good play. They're not that great of a playoff team. They've proved that year in and year out. I believe they've won the National League West like 7 of the last 8 years, and they only have 1 World Series championship to count for that, and that being that the World Series championship was in 2020, a shortened year. So they have not proved that the Dodgers, they have not proved that they can go on and make the World Series or go on a crazy playoff run with the 162 games here in the last several years. That's just my take on it. But yeah, y'all can make fun of me all you want to. Oh, you biased Braves fan, you just think that the Braves are going to go through and win the World Series. Well, we'll find out. But anyway, I do think that they're going to beat the Dodgers. Now, with that good pitching staff. Anyway, let's go ahead and move back over to the American League side. I know I'm taking up a lot of time because this is the second time my TV's turned black on me here. Hang on, guys. I think it maybe froze. Oh, boy. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I know that was a split second for y'all, but that was probably just a couple minutes just to get everything sorted out. But now we are back with the American League Division Series. First matchup we'll talk about, we'll have the number 6 Detroit Tigers playing the number 2 Cleveland Guardians. Now, this is honestly kind of an easy pick to me, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I'm going ahead and pick the red hot Detroit Tigers to go on to the American League Championship Series, and I'll tell you why. Tarek Skubal, the American League Cy Young. And we've also seen here, you've got to play the wild card to advance in the playoffs. That's just how it is anymore with Major League Baseball. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just because of the momentum you got built up from the regular season going into the wild card. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland's had a great year, a great team. One of the best Cleveland teams probably in a few years. But yeah, I just don't think Cleveland has it this year. Now, if it was playing somebody else, yes, maybe. If he's playing the Astros, probably. Well, honestly, probably not, because the Astros would be tough on them too. But I'm telling you, man, this Tigers team is hot. You just got to look in there for yourself and see what the Tigers have done. I think they like won 20. I think they went like 21-5 or 21-7 in September or something. It was crazy how hot Detroit got there at the end of the season. But yeah, I think Detroit Tigers, man, y'all were ahead in the American League Championship Series. Now we've got our second matchup between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Yankees. Probably one of the best teams in baseball this year, and that's where I got to pick them. The New York Yankees are going back to the American League Championship Series. Kansas City, to me, really the second wild card between the Royals and the Orioles is just to get to the DS and say, hey, great season, guys, make it to the DS, honestly. Like I said earlier, the wild card gets the momentum, but the Yankees are just too good. They have Garrett Cole. They've got Soto and Judge, who's got, I think they actually did hit over 100 home runs, I think, eventually for the regular season. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just pick the number 1 Yankees. But anyway, I'm going to give them 4 games. The Yankees are just that much better than the Royals. The Royals could get in there and win 1 game, but the Yankees are just too good. I'll take the Yankees in 4 games over the Kansas City Royals. And I forgot to say Detroit and Cleveland, I do believe. They will take 5 games. No. Yeah, 5 games for Cleveland and Detroit for that series. Now, we head over to the National League Championship Series, who in my eyes will be the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are in the best position they've been in since 2021 to make the World Series. But I'm a firm believer. I don't know why, but I'm a firm believer in this Milwaukee Brewers team. They're going to the World Series. They're going to the 2024 World Series in my eyes. Presented by Capital One Bank. The Braves. The thing with the Braves right now is their offense is just not good. Their offense is decent, but they really don't. A lot of times they don't come through when they need to, and that's what's going to come back to bite them in the National League Championship Series with the Brewers. That's the thing with the Brewers; they can pretty much outscore. They're just such a sleeper team because it doesn't seem like they have very many weapons on their team, but they're just that good. But yeah, in my eyes, I'm picking the Milwaukee Brewers to represent the National League in the 2024 World Series, and it will take them 6 games. It will take them 6 games over the Braves to get them into the World Series. Now, if we head back into the American League side of things, to the American League Championship Series between the number 1 New York Yankees going up against the Detroit Tigers. Detroit, great season. You had a great push, but man, there's just nobody touching the Yankees. The Yankees, they're going to the 2024 World Series. They haven't been playing their best baseball here as of late. But man, it's just going to be hard for me to see these guys not clicking unless they're playing the Astros now. Unless they're playing the Astros, I can see them completely falling apart. But they're not playing Houston; they're playing Detroit. I think the Yankees are going to the 2024 World Series to face the Milwaukee Brewers, and I believe it's going to take them all 7 games. I will give the Tigers that. They will take all 7 games for the Yankees to get to the 2024 World Series. And but yeah, that's how I see it. Now, as we head into it, the moment y'all have all been waiting for, the New York Yankees versus the Milwaukee Brewers for the 2024 World Series. My World Series pick for 2024, the New York Yankees. In my eyes, the New York Yankees are the best team in baseball. They went from last year not even making the postseason, probably having one of the worst seasons they've had in probably since 2016, the last time they didn't make the playoffs. But man, with Soto and Judge, man, and not only that, I mean, Alex Verdugo, he's not done too much, but he's a secret weapon. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can come through anytime, you know. And Gleyber Torres, he's heated up. He started the year terrible, but Gleyber is really turning it on now here at the end of the season. And I believe the New York Yankees, they're just going to be untouchable in these playoffs, in this 2024 postseason, I do believe. So, but anyway, that's how I see it. New York Yankees, as of right now, for going into the postseason, is my World Series champion here for 2024. So, World Series title number 28 for the Yankees, in my eyes. I hope you all enjoyed the new front end up there by the man, the legend, the 20-some time modified touring champion, Burt Myers up there. Yeah, I got him to let me have that front end, so really cool of him. So that's about it. As far as videos coming up, you know, obviously the World Series predictions video will be coming out in November. Or no, probably not. About late October, actually. But before that, I don't have it flipped yet. But South Boston Speedway, October 12th, we should have that. TCW and post-race show, and then the week after that is the North Wilkesboro season finale for the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic, and we will more than likely for sure have those results for you and the champion. But yeah, we're really looking forward to South Boston. Wondering if this is going to be really fun to see if one of those top 5 drivers in points can win and lock themselves into the Smart 3 Championship here for 2024. It is going to be a very interesting show. I'm hoping we will have a TCW and post-race show, because most of the time, if I remember correctly, we don't have a TCW and post-race show for South Boston when the Smart Modified Tour goes there. So hopefully we will have one this time, and we'll just see what happens. So with all that being said, if you're a part of that 60, well, first off, like the video if you did like it, and if you're part of that 69% of non-subscribers, do be sure to join the 30% that is subscribed. It would really make my day. It really would. And but yeah, that's about all I got for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully I got these predictions right. It is very, very hard to predict baseball. And for some reason, I just don't feel confident this year. I don't know why, but I just don't feel confident. We'll just see what happens. Hopefully, I'm right about the Braves. I want the Braves to win it all. Clearly, you know, Braves hat, Braves thing, everything, Braves everything in here. And but yeah, be sure you do subscribe to the channel and like this video if you liked it. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. God bless. Peace out. He loves all y'all. Do make sure you enjoy these MLB playoffs, and for the first time ever, roll Tide roll, as my Tide beat Georgia, as my Tide beat Bama. Tide beat Bama. Anyway, roll Tide roll. I guess I'll have to start saying that in the outro. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, roll Tide roll. God bless. He loves all of y'all. Peace out. I'm gone. The 20 some odd modified champion, Burt Myers. He asks you, the viewer, to.
If you haven't subscribed to Charlie Warren's YouTube videos, go ahead and do that now.